If I'm not doing it, nothing is going to happen. So I know I need to sit there.
When we talk about iconic duos, for the longest time, ABBA fans believed they had the full picture of Benny Andersson and Agnetha Fältskog's musical legacy. But not long ago, Benny dropped a revelation that no one could have expected. His most recent words about Agnetha have sparked curiosity about whether their connection ran deeper than songwriting. And honestly, it makes you pause, doesn't it? Over the decades, Benny Andersson has gifted the world unforgettable melodies. And during a recent reflection on ABBA's journey, he couldn't stop bringing up Agnetha. The collaboration between the two produced timeless classics. Yet, what Benny just confessed about her has truly stunned fans. For ages, they seemed like just two musicians sharing the stage and the spotlight. But Benny's newest reflections suggest their bond had more depth than fans ever knew. He described Agnetha as more than just a gifted performer. He saw her as a force that shaped his very sound. We saw flawless shows and polished videos, but apparently there was so much more beneath the surface. Although we can't be with you in person right now, we're here with you in spirit, sharing their story. Benny even confessed that their partnership had plenty of turbulence. There were creative sparks, but also disagreements and emotional hurdles they had to overcome. Yet despite the friction, they always shared a unique, unspoken connection. Now, decades later, Benny is revealing layers of that connection he's never shared before. And that's made many wonder what was really going on behind the curtain. So what exactly are you trying to tell us now? And why did he wait until this moment? Let's rewind to the beginning to figure that out. The early 70s marked a turning point for both Benny and Agnetha. At the time, Benny had already made waves with the Hepstars, one of Sweden's hottest bands. Meanwhile, Agnetha was carving her own path with a voice that quickly captured industry attention. When their paths crossed, it wasn't just a chance meeting, it felt destined. They each had goals, but neither could have foreseen how their union would transform global music. Right from their first notes together, something magical clicked. Benny later shared that he wasn't simply looking for vocal talent. He craved inspiration. And Agnetha delivered exactly that with a fearless and emotional presence. She wasn't one to just take direction. She brought her soul into the songs. But the magic of creative synergy doesn't come without friction. While they created gold in the studio, it didn't always come easily. Their methods clashed at times, but both understood they had something extraordinary. As their musical partnership deepened, so did the complexities of their work. Benny had a reputation for being meticulous. He demanded precision from every layer of a track. Nothing could be just good enough for him. It had to be right. Agnetha, in contrast, poured raw emotion into every note, blending joy and melancholy in every line. That tension between perfection and feeling defined the ABBA sound. Benny, knowing Agnetha's range, often pushed her to her emotional limits in the studio. It was exhausting for her, but it's also what made their songs unforgettable. Recording sessions sometimes stretched endlessly, as Benny fine-tuned everything. And though Agnetha had an astonishing gift, she occasionally struggled under the weight of Benny's perfectionism. Yet those grueling moments gave birth to ABBA's most iconic tracks. Looking back, Benny openly acknowledges how vital Agnetha's input truly was. He now sees that without her emotional depth, their music would have lacked soul. And it took him years to fully grasp how much she elevated their sound. That realization came slowly, but it's clear in every word he shares today. It wasn't just studio time that took a toll, fame did too. ABBA's rise to global fame was blindingly fast. Their transition from local stars to international icons happened almost overnight. But for Agnetha, that fame came with a cost. She once said it felt like being stuck in a glass case, seen by all but deeply isolated. The endless press circuits, shows, and travel drained her spirit. Behind the poise and elegance, she was silently suffering. Benny, who preferred to stay behind the scenes, noticed her growing weariness. He never chased the limelight and was more at home writing than smiling for cameras. But he couldn't ignore how much the attention affected Agnetha. Sometimes it looked like the pressures of celebrity life were crushing her from within. She often longed for a quieter, simpler life, far from the chaos of tours. In hindsight, Benny admits he didn't fully understand her pain at the time. But no matter what, The show had to go on, and the music kept flowing. Underneath the glittering image, their world was slowly unraveling. Eventually, the weight of it all became impossible to hide. As ABBA soared to new levels of fame, their personal relationships started collapsing. Agnetha's marriage to Bjorn began breaking down, worsened by constant work together. Simultaneously, Benny's own romance with Annie Fried was deteriorating. The group whose songs had once been built on joy was now powered by heartbreak. But instead of quitting, they poured all that pain into their music. Their lyrics became more layered, more poignant, songs of sorrow and change. Benny revealed that the emotional chaos inspired some of their most honest work. Fans can still feel the rawness in Hen tracks like The Winner Takes It All. Many believe that song reflects Agnetha's personal heartbreak. Even with all the struggles, the band pushed forward. But the cracks, both personal and professional, widened beyond repair. Eventually, everything fell apart and ABBA reached its end. Once the group split in the early 80s, Benny and Agnetha drifted apart. Their once close bond turned into silence. Fans speculated endlessly about their fallout. Was there lingering hurt, or just mutual distance? Neither offered much clarity, staying mostly quiet about their shared past. Benny turned to composing, while Agnetha disappeared from the spotlight. And so the questions hung in the air, unanswered, unexplored. But now, after all these years, Benny is finally pulling back the curtain. With the benefit of time, he's recognizing just how crucial Agnetha truly was. Their creative push and pull shaped everything ABBA became. Without that dynamic, the music would have lacked its magic. And then came the moment no one could have predicted: their reunion. The Voyage album took everyone by surprise. Decades had passed since they last performed. And suddenly, Benny and Agnetha were in a studio again. Their time apart had seemed final, but something shifted. For ages, Benny focused on composing for orchestras and theater. Meanwhile, Agnetha embraced a quieter life, occasionally releasing songs, but staying private. The idea of a reunion once felt like fantasy. But slowly, something changed. Perhaps the music itself called them back. Maybe it was unfinished business, or maybe Benny finally saw things differently. Whatever it was, it brought them together again. This time, the studio felt different. They weren't chasing perfection or fame anymore. There were no hard deadlines, no crushing expectations. It was just them and the music that had always connected them. Benny, with uncharacteristic openness, expressed his awe for Agnetha's gift. He said her voice had always been the heart of their sound. "We were the perfect pair," he admitted, even when we didn't see it. For Agnetha, the reunion was deeply moving. After stepping away from fame, she found a gentler way back. This time, she didn't have to carry the weight of being a superstar. She could just create on her own terms. Reflecting on the experience, she shared, "I thought I'd left it all behind, but returning felt right." She added that their personal growth may have made their reunion possible, and fans couldn't agree more. Watching them reunite, older, wiser, and more at peace, was a magical moment. It proved that real artistic chemistry doesn't fade with time. ABBA's legacy still resonates, transcending generations. Their songs are more than melodies, they're emotional time capsules. And at the center of it all is the bond between Benny and Agnetha. A bond shaped by respect, struggle, and unmatched brilliance. So what's your take on all of this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if stories like this fascinate you, subscribe so you don't miss our next video.